Welcome to another travel product review. Today we're going to review the Whale Watching Catamaran Cruise in Malaya Harbor. Now, the thing about all of our reviews are they're favorable. And we simply look at the pictures, the text, and kind of go over some reviews, and hopefully the information and the feedback we provide will help you make a decision in purchasing this product. Now, we also put a 10-minute timer. We don't try to go past 10 minutes. Let's start that timer now. All right, let's start the review. Now, the thing I like to do in any type of review is I look at the title. So, Malaya Harbor Whale Watching Catamaran Cruise. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really know what this is, but I took a look. It's on the island of Maui. And so that's the first thing I do is like, oh, it's on Maui, and I just take a look at that title. The next thing I do is I try to look at the pictures to see if the title is in the pictures and do the pictures really represent the title. So I will kind of come in here and look at that. That's a nice picture. It shows some whales jumping, lots of whales, and it goes through a bunch of whale photos. So I think there's a couple things missing in these photos. Now I do like there's not a lot of them. You're trying to put your best pictures on there. So they only put 8 pictures. What I like to see is what the boat looks like in the marina, where it looks like it's docked. I'd also like to see people on it and kind of see how spacious it is. Sometimes when you see a boat, you don't really know how much space there is between people. And that's just kind of what I do, and I wish I can have some. They do have that nice drone shot there. And so the other thing I do, the next thing I do is I look at the activity provider, and I quickly notice that Quicksilver Charters is the name of the boat as well. So it looks like whoever's putting this tour on is by the activity provider. And then I quickly glance over at the reviews. They have 561 reviews. That seems like a good number, and it's 4.7 review out of 5 stars, and that's good to know. On this one, I'm going to look at the details a little bit more because I already kind of have an idea that you're whale watching, you're on a boat, you're off of the harbor, and you're at Maui. So I'm going to just kind of look at some of the stuff. It's cruise the Maui coastline. See, if you do read the description, it'll say where it is. So cruise the Maui coastline aboard a double-deck power catamaran on this guided tour. Visit whales in their natural habitat and watch them do everything from flopping their fins to breaching the water. Free cancellation, duration 2 hours, and a live tour guide. And that's the kind of the things that really sets the precedent of what you're going to see. You have a live tour guide, you see the coastline, you see some whales. And I guess already the first thing I'm thinking about, is it guaranteed to see whales? So I'm kind of looking at this information to see, are you guaranteed to see any whales? And then what I do like is they put an itinerary. You know, GetYourGuide has an itinerary that shows what you expect to do. So you leave from Boss Frog Snorkel, Bike, and Beach Rentals to Malaya Bay, a guided tour, boat cruise, scenic, and then arrive back at Boss's Frog Snorkel, Bike. It kind of gives you an itinerary, and the only thing I don't see is how long is the cruise out to the center where you might see the whales. So now we're going to look over some of these highlights to see where we can gather some information and maybe provide my own feedback on this. See playful whale behaviors like fin or tail slap and the fan favorite breach. Doesn't say it's guaranteed or not. So that's what happens if you don't see any whales. Listen to unique and interesting whale songs through the underwater hydrophone. That's cool. I like to see a picture of that somewhere above. Double deck catamaran offers excellent vantage points for whale sightings. Learn about all the whale behaviors, their habitat, and other fun facts. Enjoy the catamaran's spacious deck and comfortable table and chair seating. I like to see some pictures that match those highlights. Now I'm just going to quickly go over the full description. I like the formatting here. It looks like they could have, right here, you could have spaced it out a little bit. But I'm just going to quickly glance over this just because usually in the description it kind of repeats itself from the highlights. But we're going to quickly glance over and I am looking for who return a few months of the year to mate and give birth. So right here it says the whales who return for a few months each year to mate and give birth. That's already letting me know, am I guaranteed to see it, or do they only offer the cruise when the whales are in town? Get up close to these environments. Get your eyes peeled for massive splashes across the horizon for whales slapping. And, okay. So, again, there's no guarantee of whales or not. Double deck power catamaran, saw that. Narration of whale behaviors by captain and crew. I'd like to see a photo of that. Underwater hydrophones to hear whale songs. I'd like to see what that looks like. I don't know what that contraption looks like. Soda and juice and water, looks like that's included, and restrooms on board. What's not included: tips, hotel pickup, drop off, alcoholic drinks. That's good to know there's a bar, and parking fees. Not suitable for wheelchairs. That's good to know. Now, the next thing I like to do is kind of look at, see, this is what it looks like where it is on the map. So if you want to scroll out, you're already on the island of Maui. And so that gives you an idea of where this harbor is. And now I can see where the big island, Honolulu, may be, island of Hawaii. And it kind of gives you an idea where you're going to see it. So this is Honolulu, this is Maui, and now I have an idea of where that cruise departs from. It's always good to know. And let me just go back into that description to see pickup from hotel is not included. Right there, not included hotel and pickup. Now, what to bring: passport, ID. What's good to know is no drones. Obviously, you can't fly a drone from a boat without their permission. And Quicksilver passenger required to park at Maui Harbor shops. The 2-hour trip is available between December. Now, if you keep reading, that's where I like to, this lets me know that it's only a few months. It's only 5 months a year. So that lets me know. But it took me that time to kind of research that information. And now my fun part is that I always like to take a look at the negative reviews. Now, I don't represent the company. I never make myself present myself that I do represent any company here. This is just my own feedback that I like to provide for everybody. And so what I'm going to do here is just click on the negative reviews. Now, I can already guarantee, I bet you seeing the whales might be in this description, right? Horrible parking availability. So they didn't have parking. Asaway was rude and just told us parking is not handled by the company, which we knew, but did not expect the tour company to be so totally helpful and rude when asked. So did they not put this on their tour on GetYourGuide? So let's read more. Our guide was not very clear in this narration. It was hard to understand him. I would not recommend this tour. There are others in Maui, and I suggest going with somebody else. So it looks like two things here. Parking could be a problem, and it also looks like maybe the hearing the speaker or what you're doing. Now, when it comes to that, obviously different tour guides are going to give you a different presentation. And so that's always interesting to know. When you go there, these reviews, this review was last December. So maybe find out what tour guide or what narrator is a part of it. So let's look. According to the organizer itself, the whole whale season is long over 1.5 months. Nevertheless, the tour is offered. Clear, whale safari can sell for more than diving. So you already knew that that was going to happen. So maybe the expectations of seeing whales should already go in there, that it's not guaranteed to see the whales, but then you get some other things along that. You get to see the coastline, you get to hear a narration, you get to, some other things you might know. Not accommodating, not helpful, and we'll just look. Now these reviews go back to 2022. A lot has changed since then, and that's why I feel like some of these reselling sites like GetYourGuide should have a way to remove it, or it just drop off that it's not when it's been so long since that review happened. And do not book through this site. Do not give good directions on what boat or where to go. Company never said which boat. I think the expectation is Quicksilver, and that's the boat. Now, I will state that one of the things that I realize is that when you have some negative reviews, you can go back and update the information that you put on this site. So if you're Quicksilver Charters, you should go back and mention and answer some of these questions from the negative reviews. And that is something that I would do if I was that tour operator, is just you're taking some of those negative reviews, you're answering them, and you're changing the information. And I think what happens a lot is people just put one and done. They put the information on, they walk away, where I think if you're a good tour operator, you're going to be updating that information. So that's going to do it for our review. I hope that you found this video helpful, and don't forget to like the video if you found it helpful. You can also subscribe to see more videos like this, and if you're looking to purchase this, we'll put a link in the video's description. Otherwise, always when you go into these things where animals are based, they're not always there when you need to be. Could be that they were there yesterday, they're there the day after, but just not the day you go, so keep that in mind. And if you're going to Maui, lucky you, and I hope you have a good time.